I just spilled lemon water in my lap. Anyways, good morning. It's early and I am up and Adam. I've been having to wake up earlier in the morning to get more things done so that I can slowly, I'm looking out the window like, who that? So I can slowly but surely begin to get some policies and procedures done for my business. I'm still cleaning off my thousands of paper off of my kitchen table, but that's okay. It's neither here nor there, right? So, this video is for my small business owners. I wanted to give a little bit of inspiration because as a small business owner, you oftentimes do a lot of things um, in one job. You are the marketing person, you are the human resources person. So if there are troubles amongst your stylists, you have to find a way to squash those problems. You are the bookkeeper. You are the person that goes and orders stuff. You are the person that organizes hair shows. You are the person that determines what everybody's going to wear to work if that is something that you're doing. You are the person that determines how the telephone is answered. You are the person that writes payroll checks. You are the person that orders brochures and business cards. You are the person that gets the plumbing fixed if something goes wrong with the plumbing. You are the person who still may even be heavily involved in your business, like I am, where you work full time, if not overtime, and still do these gazillion things. You are the person that when furniture needs to be rearranged, you find some way to make it happen. You are a landscaper. You are the person that has to go outside and water the plants. You are the person that has to clean up the parking lot. If you've got homeless people hanging out behind your salon, you are the person that has to shoo them away and determine how that's going to be handled and call the cops and all of these other things. You are the person that orchestrates business meetings. You are the person that washes towels. You are the person that teaches and trains people so where that they will represent your business and not just what they do. And you are the person that has to analyze and make sure that their business vision supports your business vision. And when that vision no longer supports, you have to be the person to find time in your schedule to sit down and have a talk and say, hey, you know what? I don't feel like my business is no longer supporting you, and I don't feel like, your business is no longer supporting me. We have to part ways. When that happens, then you have to find a way to make sure and orchestrate that this is going to be a smooth transition so that there will be the least minimal amount of conflict. Okay? Because whenever you start messing with people's lives and you have to like cut off someone's um, financial supply because your business has now become a means of where they get some of their financial help from, and you have to cut that off, people feel a certain type of way. Some people come to work for different things. Maybe this is their emotional connection to the world, and the only time that they interact with people, you're chopping this off for them. When your stylist or your workers are down and out, you are the person that has a heart, and you have to determine if you want to step in and help, and you have to have discernment about those things. When I opened up my business 5 years ago, I never imagined some of the situations that I would face as a small business owner. And some of them work out for the better, and some of them work out for the worse. And I am just here this morning to give business advice to my small business owners, startups, whether it be salons or marketing firms or whatever. there are going to be so many trials and tribulations that are going to come your way as you begin to grow your business. When you are fair and overly fair to people, um, 9 times out of 10, I'm learning that most people in this world are selfish and self centered. And I may be one of those people, but I'm okay with that. And I know how to own up to my flaws. I am my flaws. I say it all the time in my music, in my poetry. You know, when I talk to people, I tell them, hey, yeah, I know I did it, but tell me how I can fix it. So you're going to run into so many people that do not embrace their flaws and that are always victims. And with every business dealing that you go through, whether it be good or whether it be bad, it is going to make your skin thicker. And sometimes I feel like my business dealings in these past 5 years has made my skin so thick that I am insensitive or, I don't know, unsympathetic to the needs and wants of others. Only because the bigger picture is, at the end of the day, your business is always on the line, your reputation is always on the line, and your reputation, your business reputation and your reputation as an entrepreneur goes hand in hand. And if ever you let any small thing tarnish that business reputation or your reputation as an entrepreneur in the community, it can be very detrimental to your business. And so, because of that, there are often times when I just have to, like, literally, like, just cut stuff off, cut people off, or rearrange things that I did not envision rearranging, and having to, hey, don't be rude. Go away. I'm talking to my chillin'. I have fur babies. And they always want to come in here and get a drink of water while I'm doing a video. But anyways, there's always a moment in time where you have to rearrange something or rearrange your life for your business and do things that you never thought that you would do in order to make sure that your business is successful. There are so many small intricacies to running a business, to keeping yourself emotionally balanced and able to handle everything. To sometimes I feel like hiding your emotions because it's not appropriate for the business scene right now. Um, and it's tough. It's hard. Oh my God, it's hard. It's hard, but I'm up for the challenge. And I think that if you run a business, you should stay up for the challenge. It is not always going to be easy. Your followers are not always going to agree with how you handle business, when you decide to handle business, or how you respond to things. But in everything that you do, you need to be blunt, you need to be straightforward, and you need to be strong, and you need to communicate properly. You know, the Bible says that when we say things to people, we need to say them out of love, which in other words means you don't have to be nasty with nobody to get your point across. And so I am really proud of myself for growing in that area, because I've had so many stylists and just business counterparts over just most recent. I mean, I could say this past 5 years, but like the past month or two for sure, who have been extremely disrespectful and unprofessional in every way imaginable. And I have still been able to keep my professional face. What I am learning is that even when you respond to negativity in a professional fashion, it pisses people off, because some people have a personality where they want to poke and prod, poke and prod, poke and prod, and they want to get a certain reaction out of you, not because they're mad at you, but because they have some things that are going on with themselves. Do not allow those type of people, those victims, those you know, low self-esteemers to bring you down. Do things to replenish yourself as a business owner. You know, at nighttime, I find myself like, I still have a lot of work to do every day, every minute of the day. And I find myself like, you know what? At 10 o'clock, you're done. I don't care what you didn't get done or what you did get done. At 10 o'clock, you're going to sit down and you're going to watch you an episode of Insecure and you are going to unwind for your mental health. You're going to have you a glass of wine and you're going to watch you some Game of Thrones, okay? You're going to sit down and read this book that has nothing to do with business, because if you keep winding up your brain about business, you are going to lose it if you do not have like some type of balance, you know? I've been doing really, really bad with exercising to take the stress off, and I'm finding it really difficult to balance my social life with my work. So oftentimes dating sucks. I'm on the gospel choir at my church, and I just completely flaked this Sunday because I had a 7-day work week. Last week, it was squeezed into like 5 or 6 days, but it was for sure like a 7-day work week. Okay. And I've stretched myself really thin, and I am going back and forth with like, oh my gosh, usually every year I take a break away from the choir during November and December because my business gets significantly busier. And like I said, I am the everything. I am the alpha and omega of Melvirus Hair Studio. The beginning and the end. It starts with me. Of course, God, is my redeemer, my healer, God of mercy, God of grace. And I put him first in every business dealing that I do. I have learned to pray about every decision that I make in business, because I need his guidance, not only because I'm doing it by myself, but because, and I can't say by myself, God has sent me some very, very helpful people in my life, and you know who you are. But, you know, I'm finding it really difficult to balance my business life, to handle issues and concerns with stylists. And I'm pressed because I don't want to quit the choir. I usually quit every November and December to be prepared for the holidays, but it's looking like I may have to start it a little bit earlier this year and it's October now, but I may have to like not go to choir practice again until January because of some things that are pressing in my business. So, like I said, this video was, I do these videos to share my growth as an entrepreneur. And it was my goal to share them every single day, but it's hard, to find time to do a video. So I'm learning, like, you know what, let me just go ahead and get my videos out of the way first thing in the morning. So boom, bam, it's done. So if you're a business owner out there, keep pushing. Don't let anybody tell you that you micromanage your business because you're supposed to. It's yours. Don't let anybody tell you, people you always have to be flexible and willing to consider the suggestions of the people that are around you, or otherwise, people begin to feel unimportant. But you make sure that you validate them, and you make sure that it is a real concern and something that you need to address in your business. Know and understand that sometimes your followers do not know and understand every single thing about business. And so your world is a little bigger than some people's because you have 10,000 responsibilities. Sometimes your followers only have, 5 or 10 responsibilities when you legit have like 50, 20, 30. And so don't get upset when those people, when they come at you, because God gives every single person what they can handle. And certain people can only handle a certain capacity of stress. Never forget that it is not your job to take on that stress. But always remember that you do have to understand that stress, because it helps you to understand why and how people may come at you sideways. And if you understand things in a bigger picture, it makes you a stronger leader, and it makes it easier for you to not flip out or get unprofessional with them, because you can see it and say, you know what? this person is upset because this right here rubbed her the wrong way. There's something in her personal life that leads her to believe that that is disrespect. That is valid. You know what I mean? You can't discount what people feel. You know, you do have to validate every single thing, whether a person is negative or positive in your business, and you have to analyze it and say, you know what, am I wrong? And you have to reach out to your business advisors and say, hey, let me tell you this situation that happened, and I want you to check me if I need to be checked, you know? And I'm really, really good about doing that. And so if you have things in place like supporting yourself so that your soul and mind and spirit is fed on a daily basis, and you have business advisors and just something to think about outside of business, do it. But when it's time to handle business, do it. Don't let anybody tell you this is what your dream should look like, because if that was the case, they should have went to sleep and dreamt it. You know, don't let someone steal your joy. You know, if you put your blood, sweat, and tears into something, you stand for what you want it to be. And those that disagree, you say thank you for your time, but it is no longer needed here. And that's it. You don't have to fuss with nobody. You don't have to fight with nobody. You don't have to argue with nobody, because the bigger picture is it's yours. You worked hard. It is extremely hard. Most of the time, people that you have conflict with whenever you are running a business are people that have no clue of how a business works. So don't belittle yourself or degrade yourself or bring yourself down to their level. Um, you don't even have to argue. They can disagree. They can not like what your final decision is. Hell, they don't even have to like you. They can tell whoever they want whatever they want. But at the end of the day, if the doors of your business are still open and your business is still in the black, it's no need for you to argue with anybody. You say what you need to say in peace. Don't let anybody steal your joy. You keep pushing and going for the stars. And that is my business advice for this morning. It's partially a rant and vent, but it's also me sharing my growth as a business owner, because these are the things that are happening in my life. And the best content for your social media is your life. And of course, I don't like to put any names or anything out there because that's just not what I want to do. I don't want to give any, praise or glory to negativity in any way, shape, or form. So anyway, this is my 32 ounces of water today. It's actually like 20 ounces. But anyway, I drink a big glass of water every day now, thanks to my mentorship program. I've got to go. Y'all have a great day. And if I can't get back on here by the end of the day today, because my business is demanding and I got to be places, I'll be back tomorrow morning. Y'all have a great day. I'm Deanna, your fave stylist, the owner of Melvirus Hair Studio. We are hiring. And comments, concerns, and critiques make me a better leader. They make me a better entrepreneur. And it helps to continue to thicken my skin to those things that shouldn't hurt my feelings, So give it to me raw. Right here is my subscribe button. Turn on your notifications. When I speak, I want you to hear me. If there's anything in this video that concerns you, that you want to comment about, leave it below. It could be negative, it could be positive. Your feelings and opinions are valid. And I thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I gotta go to work.